Building an aircraft carrier is a long and laborious process, one that costs billions of dollars and takes years to complete. Aircraft carriers are now a part of most countries' defense forces. These massive war machines are used as mobile air bases for fighter jets. These can be used to carry as well as deploy planes during times of war. Now, they have evolved into nuclear warhead carrying vessels and provide cover for planes and helicopters. The aircraft carrier is considered the centerpiece of a country's naval military system, and many countries spend billions of dollars on technology to make these carriers even better and more sophisticated. Countries across the world spend billions of dollars on their defense even when there is no sign of war. This is almost like a gamble, whereas you really don't know what the future holds. Not many countries in the world can boast of aircraft carriers, and here we have a list of some of the aircraft carriers that will be released soon. USS Enterprise. The USS Enterprise CVN-80 forms the third supercarrier of the new Gerald Ford class of nuclear-powered aircraft carriers for the United States Navy. The vessel was named in December of 2012 and follows some 8 other USN vessels to carry the Enterprise name. Construction began in 2020 by Huntington Ingalls Industry Newport News Shipbuilding of Newport, Virginia. Commissioning is planned in 2025. USS Enterprise CVN-80 will join lead ship USS Gerald Ford CVN-78 and sister ship USS John F. Kennedy CVN-79 once she raises her flag. Once commissioned, USS Enterprise CVN-80 is expected to relieve the aging USS Dwight D. Eisenhower CVN-69, launched in 1975 and commissioned in 1977. As designed, the USS Enterprise will feature a displacement of 100,000 tons and length measuring 1,100 feet with a beam of 134 feet and drop to 39 feet. Propulsion will come from a pair of A-1B series nuclear reactors of all new design for improved power and efficiency, which will grant her essentially unlimited range and provide speeds in excess of 30 knots in ideal conditions. The listed shelf life of the nuclear reactors is between 20 and 25 years. The entire vessel can complement 4,660 personnel, including a large air wing. Construction of the vessel will also incorporate radar-reducing features. The general profile of USS Enterprise will follow tried-and-true USN tradition with a starboard side island superstructure and stern-to-port side landing area. Catapults will be featured over the forecastle and to port side. The island superstructure will reside somewhat aft of amidship to allow for a clearer, unobstructed forward flight deck, presenting something of a new challenge to incoming naval aviators. The air wing itself will support more than 75 aircraft of various types, including fixed-wing and rotary wing systems. This will allow the USS Enterprise to retain the capabilities enjoyed by many American carriers over the years, able to mount air defense, strike, rescue, and enforcement sorties anywhere in the world. Resupply at sea can be handled by vessels or helicopters and fixed-wing transports. The flight deck will measure 1,092 feet by 256 feet and feature multiple elevators to access the hangar deck below. An electromagnetic aircraft launch system, EMALS, will replace the steam catapults of old. The arresting gear will also be of an all-new design. There will also be improved support for launching unmanned aerial vehicles, UAV, a noticeable emerging trend in naval warfare. Point self-defense will be through a digital fire control system with management of RIM-162 ESSM and RIM-116 RAM anti-aircraft missile launchers. Close-in defense will be through 2 x 0.8-inch 20mm phalanx cross-in weapon systems, CIWSs. Type 003. The Type 003 aircraft is a planned aircraft carrier of the People's Liberation Army Navy's aircraft carrier program. The Type 003 will be the first Chinese carrier to feature an integrated electric propulsion system. This will allow the operation of electromagnetic launch catapults. The Type 003 configuration would for the first time be a catapult-assisted takeoff barrier arrested recovery, CATOBAR, while the first 2 carriers were short takeoff barrier arrested recovery, STOBAR. Rear Admiral Yin Zhao of the People's Liberation Army Navy said in 2013 that China's next aircraft carrier would be equipped with an electromagnetic aircraft launch system. Multiple prototypes were spotted by the media in 2012, and aircraft capable of electromagnetic launching were tested in Chinese Navy research facilities. The construction of the Type 003 aircraft carrier was reportedly delayed in June 2017, while the Navy tested electromagnetic and steam-powered catapult systems. By November 2017, the Navy had reportedly developed a new means of powering electromagnetic catapults with conventional power sources instead of nuclear reactors, and further work on the Type 003 was due to begin immediately. The design breakthrough is led by Rear Admiral Ma Wei-ming. The ship is expected to be launched in the end of 2020 and enter active service in 2023. It is estimated to have an aircraft capacity of about 40 fighter aircraft, several propeller-powered transports, and airborne early warning and control aircraft, all operated by pilots of the People's Liberation Army Navy Air Force. On May 7, 2019, the Center for Strategic and International Studies identified overhead imagery of the hull under construction in satellite photographs. The images showed a bow section that appeared to end with a flat 98-foot front and a separate hull section 135 feet wide, suggesting that the vessel will be larger than the unbuilt 85,000-ton Soviet aircraft carrier Ulyanovsk, but smaller than the 100,000-ton supercarriers of the United States Navy. Its displacement and capabilities have also been suggested to be comparable to that of the American Kitty Hawk-class aircraft carrier of the early 1960s. Anadolu L-400. TCG Anadolu L-400 is an amphibious assault ship, LHD, of the Turkish Navy that can be configured as a light aircraft carrier. It is named after the peninsula of Anatolia, Turkish Anadolu, which features the majority of the landmass of Turkey. The construction work began on April 30, 2016, at the shipyard of Sedef Shipbuilding Inc. in Istanbul, with the keel being laid on February 7, 2018, and is expected to be completed in 2021. The vessel is intended to meet the various needs and requirements of the Turkish armed forces, such as sustaining long endurance, long-distance military combat, or humanitarian relief operations, while acting as a command center and flagship for the Turkish Navy. TCG Anadolu L-400 will use the same design as the Spanish ship SPS Juan Carlos I L-61. The aircraft carrier will feature a displacement of 27,079 tons and length measuring 761 feet with a beam of 105 feet and a draught to 23 feet. The maximum speed of the aircraft carrier is announced at 21 knots, with a range of 9,000 nautical miles at a speed of 15 knots. The ship will feature a Turkish combat management system, namely the Genesis Advent, which will be integrated by Selin and Havelson. Aircraft landing is assisted in all weather conditions by Leonardo SPN 720 Precision Approach Radar. Navantia will provide design, technology transfer, equipment, and technological assistance to Sedef Shipyard of Turkey for the design and development of TCG Anadolu L-400, which is classified as a light aircraft carrier, LHD, by Turkish LOI. It will be capable of operating F-35B Stovall stealth multi-role combat aircraft. INS Vikrant. The INS Vikrant is the first indigenous aircraft carrier design being undertaken by the nation of India. It is one of two planned vessels in the new Vikrant class of surface warships and has seen construction begin in 2009. The Indian Navy's first indigenous aircraft carrier, Vikrant, is currently under the third phase of construction. INS Vikrant is an 853-foot long, 197-foot wide vessel displacing 37,500 tons. The maximum speed of the ship is announced at 28 knots, with a range of 7,500 nautical miles at a speed of 18 knots. INS Vikrant is set to receive a large crew complement composed of 160 officers and 1,400 sailors. The aircraft carrier will be able to accommodate up to 30 fighters and helicopters, including MiG-29K fighter jets and Ka-31 helicopters. The Vikrant will be equipped with 4x3-inch 76mm Oda-Breda dual-purpose cannons and backed by several surface-to-air missile emplacements. For short-range work against incoming aircraft or missiles, a digitally controlled close-in weapon system, CIWS, will be installed. A Celex RAN 40L L-band early warning radar system will be part of the defense network of sensor and systems processing. Trieste. Trieste will be Italy's third aircraft carrier, after the Giuseppe Garibaldi and the Cavour. The Trieste is not a traditional aircraft carrier, but a landing helicopter dock, more similar to the U.S. Navy's American-class amphibious assault ship. This multi-role and multi-purpose amphibious vessel has been designed since the beginning as a flexible, multi-purpose, modular unit with a low environmental impact. It is a landing helicopter dock, LHD, capable of deploying aircraft and amphibious vehicles and equipment. relying on a flight deck and a floodable basin located on the stern of the ship. The new unit will be delivered in 2022 and falls within the naval program of the Maritime Capability of Defense, approved by the Italian government and parliament and started in May 2015, Naval Act. The ship will be approximately 702 feet long with a maximum speed of 25 knots. It will be equipped with a combined diesel, electric, or gas cod-log propulsion system and an additional electronic propulsion system to be used for low-speed sailing. The floodable dock, 164 feet long and 49 feet wide, will enable the ship to deploy the most technically advanced amphibious equipment and vehicles of EU and NATO navies. Thanks for watching. Like this video and smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications to keep in touch. See you soon.